Greetings and welcome to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. Greetings, 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 greetings. Another great episode for you, gentlemen and ladies, here on Patreon. Today, we are going to discuss an iconic piece as far as the world of Ralph Lauren, the Bayport jacket. Now, the Bayport jacket, there's a couple things about the Bayport jacket, right? I was first introduced to the Bayport jacket by my uncle, God rest his soul. My uncle Rush, one of the smoothest cats on the planet, right? One of the smoothest cats on the planet, man. My Uncle Rush was a Freemason. My Uncle Rush was a street dude. My Uncle Rush was a father and a husband. And he was top shelf at everything he did, right? Let me just put it in perspective for you. When my Uncle Rush passed, he passed from cancer maybe about 5 years ago. Probably something like that. Maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. And bruh, when I tell you that his funeral, listen, there was so many black men and black women from secret societies. I'm going to call them secret societies because you're not going to get but so much information out of any of them when it comes to their organizations. But there were so many members. I'm talking about they were in full regalia. They had a march. They had a flag. Like it was, listen, bruh, it was crazy. I was so impressed. Now, not to the point that I wanted to join anything because I'm good. But that was impressive. I know the women's organization that was there was Eastern Stars, and my uncle's mother, obviously my grandma, which we call Big Mama, she was a member of Eastern Stars because they were at her funeral 12, 13 years ago. So, and then my grandfather, Uncle Rush's dad, I remember he had quite a few organizations at his, man, listen, bro. Me and my Uncle Rush took a trip one time. I may have been 19 years old. I do remember I was out of high school, but I was young. We took a trip to New York, and it was a drive. And I got to ask him about it. And he was like, he said, nephew, I tell you, I am a member of some organizations, including Masons. And I said, I asked him to tell me about it. He's like, he's driving now on the highway at night. And he looked over at me. He said, if I tell you anything, I got to kill you. And I started laughing and he didn't. I ain't asked nothing else. I ain't asked nothing else about Freemasons, free lunch, freedom or death. I ain't asked nothing about anything free when it came to my uncle after that. Cause yeah, he was, I personally don't think he was joking. But back on track. The Bayport jacket was made famous by my uncle. Now, granted, it was made famous for me. It was brought to my attention by my uncle because he had two Bayport jackets. They were both Ralph Lauren. He had a tan one with a navy pony, and he had a navy one with a red pony. And fall, winter, spring, He wore one of those 2 jackets anytime you saw him. That was his go-to. And my younger self just kind of equated it to it being an older man's jacket. But obviously this was before I was into Ralph Lauren, right? As I became more entrenched into Ralph Lauren, and at the time I was renting a property from my uncle, so he would come by once a month. He would come by once a month and collect the rent, but he also would come by just to chop it up. That's how my uncle was, right? He always had on one of those jackets, and the more I saw it, the more I was like, yeah. And now, mind you, at this point in time, I'm probably 40. So I'm getting into my mature man bag, right? And I'm looking at my uncle more and more as, through younger eyes, I'm looking at him like, well, my uncle is that dude. And my older eyes, I'm like, well, my uncle is that dude. Like, it's a different level. Like, I'm looking at him as a younger guy, I'm looking at him like, I know Uncle got the whole, Uncle keep a nice whip. Uncle always got some money. Uncle Rush always got some money in his pocket. Uncle Rush always take care of home. Like, Uncle Rush a G. He keep that thing on him. Like, I'm looking at him like that. As an older man, I'm like, man, Uncle always smell right. He always just on point and in position. Uncle in the church, which but you know, Uncle right. That's how I want to be. You know what I mean? So I always looked up to my Uncle Rush. And when Uncle Rush passed from cancer, I was one of the few people in the family that didn't know he had cancer. I guess one thing about my family, as far as the elders are concerned, they quick to make decisions for you, right? And the older I get, the less I like it. Like, I don't be liking that shit. I'm a grown ass man. I understand you know me since I was this big, but I ain't this big no more. Like, I'm a grown ass man. So I never said nothing about it to my mom because I respect my mom. But I ain't like that shit, man. Like, I might want to go see Uncle Rush. You know what I mean? If he that sick from cancer, let me get to go to see him. So when it came to Uncle Rush passing, I just got the phone call. Your Uncle Rush passed. What? Yeah, like that wasn't copacetic. But I ain't, again, y'all hearing this, and my family ain't even heard this from me. I ain't never said nothing about it, because a lot of times when you know yourself, your flaws and all, you have to protect yourself. And you know, if that's something I bring up at the next gathering, I'm probably gonna end up ruining the gathering. Because as soon as somebody say, well, we did it to protect you, or we did it because we know how, I might spaz. Like, I might go off. When somebody try to defend that, I might go off. You know, and it's a few G's in my family. I ain't the only one. So, you know, my sons ain't the only one. My daughters ain't the only one. So, you know, I go off and somebody else be like, bro, what's good? You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, we outside. So, nah. I just, you know, I keep it to myself. It ain't causing no ulcers or nothing. I'm good. Anywho, I got off topic again, but my Uncle Rush is the shit. Y'all need to know that. But the Bayport jacket, for him, he made it a thing for me, because he would throw the Bayport jacket on with a pair of jeans, a nice polo neck sweater, you know what I mean, or a pair of slacks and a button down with no neckwear, and throw his like that Bayport was gonna be on him. Fall, winter, spring. He ain't wear big jackets. He ain't wear puffer coats. Now, if he went to church in the you know, he went to church every Sunday, and I think he probably went on Wednesdays too, his last 20 years of his life. But if he went to church during the winter and it was mighty cold outside or some snow or something, yeah, he'd have on the suit and a overcoat, you know what I mean, or something to that effect. But otherwise, whether it be running errands, going to meetings, whatever it was, if he didn't have to, if there was not a dress code. He wear whatever he wanted outside of sweats. My uncle ain't never wear sweats, but he wear whatever he wanted. And one of his two Bayports. And they was, like I said, it was both Ralph Lauren. So the Bayport jacket. The Bayport jacket is considered a windbreaker, right? It's made of cotton poplin, which means it's very breathable. What breathable means is that it has the potential, if layered properly, to keep you warm, right? But it can also receive air in those warmer months to keep you cool, so you're not as you're not burning up because you got a jacket on, right? So the Bayport can potentially be worn, and I'm just speaking for my area of the world. The Bayport can potentially be worn 9 months out the year. It can potentially be worn for 9 months out the year. I would not recommend wearing the Bayport in those hot summer months. It's just too much. The Bayport is a Ralph Lauren item, right? You can't go to J Press, Brooks Brothers. You can't go to another company and say, hey, let me see your Bayport jackets. They're not gonna know what you're talking about, right? The Bayport jacket is called Bayport in Ralph Lauren. Now, where did the name come from? Well, there is a suburb called Bayport in Long Island, New York. Now, if you know anything about Long Island, out of your cities and spots in and around New York City, 5 boroughs, etc., Long Island is where a lot of the money is, right? Bayport is a hamlet. If you know anything about hamlets, typically when you hear something is a hamlet, there's some money there, right? Majority of the people in Bayport own their homes. Homes ain't small. They did not actually say it in the new, what I would want to say, and this is just my opinion, but what I would want to refer to as a damn near blockbuster movie, Leave the World Behind, starring Mahershala Ali, Ethan Hawke, and Julia motherfucking Roberts. Whew, she's still fine. That movie that's on Netflix. And I want to say that the Obamas, Barack and Michelle, are actually either producers or executive producers of that movie. But it's on Netflix, man. It's a great, great, great movie. I have watched it now, I'm going to say somewhere between 15 and 20 times. And why? Because one is that good, and 1A, I'm pretty sure that I'm still trying to catch all the Easter eggs. Because this movie is deep, and I think there's some messages in there. I'm really feeling like there's some messages in that movie, and I'm just trying to catch them. And it's a great movie to turn on when there's nothing else on. So, but they didn't say it, but I'm pretty sure that area is Bayport because it's right outside the city. It's on water. And it's some money on that, in that area of New York where they are. I mean, literally there's a point in the movie where you can see the city from where they are. So, again, I think that's probably Bayport, but that's where the name of the jacket actually comes from. You have, when you have a Letterman's jacket, you have a Norfolk or a half Norfolk. Those are actually the names of those items. So a Letterman jacket could be by Brooklyn Zoo, or it could be by Sean John, or it could be by Ralph Lauren. But a Bayport jacket is only Ralph Lauren. That's the name of the jacket. But it's a windbreaker for the most part. All right. It's a very comfortable piece if you're wearing the proper sizing. Very what's the word I'm looking for, man? The Bayport is very versatile. It's a very versatile piece. Um, like I said, my uncle threw one on every day for as long as I can remember. But you can throw on a pair of sweats, a t-shirt, and your Bayport jacket. You could do that with ease and not have any issues, any problems as far as your look. You can also throw on your nicest pair of dress slacks, a white French cuffed dress shirt, a beautiful purple label tie, and you could throw a Bayport on over top of it. The Bayport jacket is very popular for people. I'm gonna just speak specifically to men. The Bayport jacket is very popular for men who work in corporate but don't have a corporate job, right? So the gentlemen in the mailroom, the courier gents that maybe have to wear certain things because they only delivering to corporate offices. They don't necessarily have to wear a suit, right? But a pair of chinos, a shirt and tie, Bayport jacket. Other jobs where you don't have to wear a suit, but it's not necessarily a blue collar job, or the job may be blue collar, but your position may be a little higher. For example, you tend to see you tend to see the traditional Bayport jacket in boating khaki or in Navy in a lot of warehouses. You know, the gentleman that maybe is in charge of running the warehouse, right? You very rarely, if ever, see him on the forklift, but you see him with a clipboard and, you know, delegating. That gentleman a lot of times might wear a Bayport jacket because he needs to be able to maybe jump on a forklift and load or unload a truck at any time. But he also has to be able to dress for a meeting that he might have early in the morning or later on in the afternoon. And he needs to be able to have the flexibility of not wearing a suit or a suit jacket. But a Bayport jacket works perfect for him. All right. So a Bayport jacket is an iconic piece in the world of Ralph Lauren. And today we are going to style it. We're going to style the Bayport jacket every which way but loose. All right. 3 rigs plus the ensemble I'm wearing. Now, hopefully y'all been paying attention to me because I'm talking to y'all, and hopefully y'all been paying attention to me. But I know there's a few of y'all like, well, I can't believe Mr. Parker is wearing this black like this. Yes, I am. And the reason I'm wearing this ensemble is because when the thought of this ensemble came into my head, I was like, you know what? When I do a Bayport episode pre-spring, I'm going to wear this ensemble when it's done because I really feel like it's going to be kind of smooth and kind of dope. And I was right, because to me, it's pretty freaking smooth. All right. But we can start at the bottom. I caught a pair of tassel loafers in black off of eBay. All right. Simple, narrow dress shoe. Works perfect for this ensemble. Not too dressy. Definitely not casual. All right. I typically, with these pants, I typically do the black watch socks, but I didn't want to do that today. I didn't want to have too much of a black watch pattern in this ensemble. So I went with skull and bone, black skull and bone socks. All right. Black with white skull and bones, polo blue label. My pleated dress trousers in black watch that I had tapered to a slim fit. All right. I have on a black watch OCBD. All right. A black watch Oxford cloth button down, no neckwear. I have on a black watch quarter zip sweater. All right. In a nice, thick, heavy fleece. All right, old school. Black watch across the front with the Black Watch logo in the middle. Number 2 on the back, number 2 on the sleeve. And then I have on the Bayport cotton poplin jacket, Black watch. Black Watch logo. Black Watch here written over here with, I think it has polo across the top. And then it has a 2 here. Then it has a giant 2 on the back with Black Watch polo up and above and below that giant 2. All right, so the Black Watch look, right, with the Black Watch pattern gives you an entire Black Watch ensemble. All right, now of course, if you were actually going to the Ralph Lauren Black Watch polo team match, this would be something great to wear to that match, especially if it's a late winter, early spring match. It's outdoors. You know, it might be a little overcast. It might be a little gloomy outside. This would be perfect. But I can wear this ensemble anywhere. I can wear this ensemble anywhere. And that's the beauty of the Bayport jacket. Like I said, it's just so versatile. It multitasks like a mom. But I can wear this ensemble anywhere. Now, at this point, fragrance of the ensemble should be Black Watch by Ralph Lauren. Why isn't it? Y'all know why. Y'all got to get me in them buildings, man. Get me in them buildings so I can make some of these things that's up here. I can bring them to fruition and we'll all be happy, because I'm telling y'all, man, that Black Watch by Ralph Lauren fragrance that I have here and here, it's going to be one of the dopest and best selling fragrances Ralph Lauren has ever had. It's probably going to win a few Fifis. It's going to be that deal, but I got to get in them offices. So since I'm not in them offices, I decided to go with Polo Black. Now, this particular Polo Black is a big bottle, 5.4, 5.2 ounces, big bottle, and it has Alonzo on the front. All right, it has the Ralph Lauren inspired ensemble Alonzo Bear on the front. All right, but Polo Black, Black Watch, plus the fragrance goes with the ensemble as well. Like Polo Black is it's one of the most manliest fragrances ever, period. The wood in it, I almost feel like I'm smelling hints of bourbon. All right, so that means to me, to my nose, that tells me there's a little bit of apricot in there. All right, but there's going to be more wood notes than apricot in Polo Black. And then Double Black is it's weird because Double Black is more of the same, but a more subtle fragrance. All right, so if I had to choose between Black and Double Black, I like Black a little bit better, just a little bit. But that is fragrance of the ensemble. All right, so without any further ado, y'all ready? Oh, me too. Man, let's go. Now, as I stated on the first read, the Rugby Ralph Lauren Bayport is my favorite Bayport that I own, right? But once I curated all these looks, put them together, knew where I was going, this actually ended up being my favorite look. Now, it's crazy because I have in the past, whether outwardly or in my brain, criticized people for ODing on the CP93 lifesaver pieces, because I've seen people do the Bayport, the shirt, the pants, the shoes. Like, don't do that, man. Just don't. But let me tell you, quick story. Matter of fact, hold on. I actually pulled out 3 sweaters to go with this Bayport. And this one I was pretty sure was going to be my very last choice. So what I did was I put it on the rig first with the jacket. Now, once I put it on the rig, I said, you know what? Ain't no way the other two pieces are going to outdo this piece for where I'm trying to take this look. But just to be sure, I took the sweater back off, the jacket back off, put another piece on, jacket on, took that off, put the third piece on, all right? Now, mind you, these sweaters are some dope sweaters. And they actually, just from a themed standpoint, they actually do go with the theme. But with the featured piece, which is the Bayport jacket, they weren't as complete. They weren't as crisp as this look. I said, man, this sweater worked. It worked with the jacket, but not like that, you know, but it's still yachting. Look at that. That's a beautiful logo. You can have this on the sleeve, no problem. I absolutely would have put that on the chest though. I absolutely would have had it on the chest as well as the sleeve. This one didn't go so well to me. All right. It could work. It could be pulled off, but it didn't work in as well as either one of the other sweaters. But this is a beautiful piece. A yacht sweater, beautiful. But this CP93, for lack of a better word, was perfect. And it surprised me, pleasantly surprised me, because I just felt like with that lifesaver look, it only takes that much to be OD. You know, it only takes that much to, you know, bro, you're doing too much now. This did not hit that mark. It didn't hit that mark. To me, it didn't even come close. But I wouldn't add a single other piece of CP93 Lifesaver Edition. I wouldn't add a single piece to that. I'd leave it just the way it is. But the look, the thing behind the look, is just that. A day out on Lake Norman, whether I'm at Queen's Landing or someone's personal estate, getting on a pontoon, getting on the dinner yacht or the lunch yacht, being out there enjoying the lake, that's what this look is for. All right. Now, again, just like all the other looks, all the other Bayport looks, I still have the confidence to wear this look out and about just to run some errands if I needed to. But I will say that out of all four looks, this will probably be my last choice to do that. But if I was, again, going to Lake Norman or any other lake, anything that had to do with maritime, yachting, nautical, anything that had to do with water, this would be my first choice out of all of the looks. Easy, no question. All right, let's start at the bottom, because the footwear and the pants is really what brings everything together, what makes this look work to the level that it works. All right, I broke out a pair of oldies, some oldie but goodies, when I went on my boat shoe craze and probably ended up purchasing 15 pair of boat shoes. These BNA boat shoes, I'm sorry, I don't think that's the BNA. Might not be the BNA. I might put the name on the screen. It's not really that important, because what's important is the colors. Whew. Now the box is going to say navy and green, but as you can see, this is more of a royal. It's more of a dark rugby royal or a royal leather. Either way, these leather boat shoes, man, that blue That hue of blue is just absolutely gorgeous. Okay. With the green on the sides, all your trimmings when it comes to a traditional leather boat shoe is just a beautiful piece of footwear. And it color wise, it's coordinated with the jacket, but the subtleness of having a blue leather boat shoe in this particular case is what makes this work. Now, definitely no socks. All right, definitely no socks. I'm not doing socks with this look. The pants. So we have Nantucket red. We have some sun fading in the front. This particular pair of Nantucket Reds has as a logo on the back, crossed oars. All right. So these are a nod to those maritime outdoor nautical activities that the upper echelon love to do. All right. These pants are a ode to that for sure. All right. A simple white OCBD. All right, because we're not wearing neckwear, you can go long sleeve or short sleeve. All right, it does not matter. All right, you can go long sleeve or short sleeve. The shirt is a layering piece. It depends on the weather. You can go without a shirt. Y'all know how I am when it comes to sweaters with no shirts, though. It's just not my bag. I like my sweater to be over a shirt, over a collared shirt. The sweater itself, the CP93 cotton sweater is ribbed, but it is somewhat lightweight. It's almost a medium weight, but it's so breathable that if it wears like a lightweight sweater. All right, and then the beautiful CPRL 93 patch, nautical patch on the left chest. All right. And then the Bayport jacket. It is from that CP93 collection when they brought it back a few years ago. For whatever reason, somebody decided to throw a polo player on the left chest instead of the CP93 logo. You know, just from a monetary standpoint, you throw the CP93 logo on here instead of the polo player, you probably increase your sales by a fourth. You probably could have upped the price another 50, 60 bucks, and you would have sold more of them. But I digest. Nobody in corporate listens to me. Typical Bayport jacket, however, because of the theme of this jacket, CP93, which is water sports, all right, which is nautical. Because of the theme of this jacket, it's slightly thicker than most of your Bayport jackets, and it has a harder. It's of a harder cotton. All right, it's of a harder cotton. It's sturdier. It has a rougher feel, like it's been washed and weathered purposefully. All right. If you look at the colors, it all makes sense because we're talking about French Navy and it's weathered, deck wash white, a sun yellow weathered, a Kelly green weathered, right? And then the brick red, which is even weathered, not quite as much as a Nantucket red, but that brick red, that brick red has a weathered look to it as well. All Bayports come with kangaroo pockets on the side, of course. The Bayport also has a throat latch, but this Bayport here, that's the beauty of Ralph Lauren. The fact that all details matter, right? The rig before this one with the pastel colors, all right? We talking spring only or even summer. So it's a little lighter in weight, right? Pastel colors, spring and summer, all right? Like I stated, that's a perfect look for Easter when you don't want to wear a suit, right? So again, lighter in weight. This particular Bayport, CP93, water sports, right? Jet skis, pontoons, yachts, yacht racing, right? Maritime events. Get out on that water, it could get a little cool on you. Maybe if you are even, instead of just being a passenger, maybe you actually working, right? So you're gonna need something a little sturdy. You're gonna need something that when the wind and the water starts hitting you consistently, you're able to, get right and make sure you stay, you don't get too cold, right? So they made it a little sturdy. They made it a little more weather. They made it a little sturdy, just a little bit thicker than your typical Bayport. I'm telling you, man. One reason why this brand works, one reason why this brand will never go out of style is because of the details. Somebody actually thought enough to say, hey, listen, if this is a CP93 Bayport, we got to make it so that if it's a wear now workable piece for a certain customer, then let's make it as such. All right. So it needs to look like and wear like and function like somebody who's going out to work on a yacht. Again, it's right here in front of you. It ended up working. It's a beautiful look. It's a great look. It's fun, right? You stand out without ODing. There's a lot of colors here, but you still good. You're still good. People understand when you're walking that dock towards your particular boat, whatever. They know. They understand. He's him. That's another episode in the books. Today we did the Bayport jacket. What look was your favorite? Because all four of these looks are different. Like, they all featured the Bayport jacket, but all four Bayport jackets were different. As far as any day of the week just being out and about, now that's the one thing that all four looks have in common. You can wear these anywhere, all right? But they did all have a specific theme to them, right? So which look did you like the best, man? Let me know in the comments. All right, we rolling on here. We rolling into March, and like I told you, in the chat, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this to be the first year that Seamless Style rolls all the way through the year without missing a beat. Now, if I miss an episode, Patreon, it's gonna be because I'm sick, or God willing, knock on wood, somebody passed. Like it's got to be something like that. Otherwise, I ain't missing no weeks. I ain't missing no week. We rolling. The spring and summer pieces that I've been collecting and that I'm looking at and got in carts, etc. We ain't missing no time. We gonna roll all the way through to fall, and then once fall hit, I'm gonna crash and burn for fall. Y'all already know that's my season. So yeah, it's gonna be dope. I'm excited, man. I'm glad y'all here. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Artists paint pictures, haters paint narratives. So don't be no hater. Y'all have a good one.